Okay, good.
Talking Through Your Arts is the program you're listening to. Sydney Fringe special broadcast here at 2SER FM. We're in celebration of Sydney Fringe 2012, exploring some of the exhibition in the visual works and performative arts here in Sydney currently. And joining us here to tell us a little bit about that and his own work is David Greenhaigh.
Hey,
how are you?
Very, very well.
I hope I pronounced that okay.
Of course, absolutely perfect. Greenhaigh. Soft J.
Soft J. But would you describe your work as being soft? Superheroes and villains.
Yes, I'm performing a dual role for that. I'm one of the artists participating, but I'm also the curator. I'm one of Sydney Fringe Festival's visual arts curators for this year. So, superheroes and villains, that's a census show for us. So, taking a wide range of artists, a wide sample of artists. We have graphic designers, we have people who have gone through the art schools in Sydney, and then we have other less known punk artists from the Fringe, of course.
Punk artist, and that's something that I haven't heard for a little while. What is a punk artist in today's contemporary society?
The particular punk artist that we have participating in the show, he is part of the Sydney punk live music scene, and so his art really reflects that very specific mentality that we have. And the show is designed to grab a wide range of, our opinions on how we define good and evil in this world. So the premise of the show came out when I was thinking of it myself and my own work, my own artistic work. And through that I realised that it's not a very clear-cut definition these days. There's, many shades of grey when it comes to how we define what's good and what's evil.
It is a tricky definition, good and evil. So within the exhibition, some of the good and some of the bad, and the characters, not necessarily the works.
Exactly, characterizations of good and evil. Most artists have tended to personify it as a figure, as a human being. Some artists have gone a bit more abstract, and it's coming together. It's looking like a really exciting show, so everyone should come along. It's at the Tate Hotel, Tate Gallery, which is above the Toxteth Hotel in Glebe.
So, are you encouraging people to dress up? Is there going to be some sort of special happening at the opening?
I do have one of my artists. He's a bit of a fiery devil, and he has a tendency to dress up. He is a bit of a cosplay fanatic, and so I would suspect that he would come dressed as his favourite superhero, which is the Phantom.
The Phantom. Yeah. We do have our very own Phantom dancer at 2SER, and he is part of the Sydney Fringe as well, but I'm not sure whether he's going to be dressing up quite as the Phantom you're talking about. But let's bring it back to your own work. What have you got as part of superheroes and villains?
As part of superheroes and villains, I'm putting in one of my own oil paintings, which I feel really typifies the way I think about this issue. It's a work that it's all about standing on the soapbox and how our ideas are indoctrinated into us. So, in terms of good and evil, it's definitely a shade of grey, and it talks about how our own opinions don't necessarily come directly from ourselves, but are perhaps given to us. I'm sure today is election day, of course, that a lot of us vote in the same manner that our parents do. So where does our own free thinking begin and where does it end?
Well, it ended last week on Saturday the 8th of September. Sorry, I should have mentioned to you, it does not matter, because we can edit forward. Now, Google.
Yeah.
Google is one of the feature visual arts happenings on the calendar of Sydney Fringe. Originally started by Lou Pilatus, who actually is the general manager of Sydney Fringe in 2012. At Hardware Gallery, and it's got a very interesting take of the contemporary online aspect, and then doing a little bit of a Google search to find what. Tell us about this year's Google exhibition.
This is one of the highlights of the Fringe for me. It's an opportunity to let the artists find their inspiration through the digital, through the internet. So every year, at the start of August, we get all the artists together and we get them to Google a single phrase at the same time on the same day. And from that page of results, they have to find their inspiration for their artwork. So this year we chose the phrase distorted reproduction. And that was an incredibly interesting phrase to put in.
How did you come about deciding upon that?
Hours and hours musing over it, and it turned out to be quite a perfect phrase because unlike most Google searches which return a lot of the same result, this single phrase managed to return results that range from files on insectology, first year psychology papers, guidelines for reproducing banknotes from the Bank of England, and everything from pest control to sound waves. So it gave our artists a huge range to think about.
So we can expect to see this huge gamut of subject matter within this exhibition.
It's got everything.
And it's on at the Seymour Centre. And how many artists are there involved in this exhibition?
We have 25 artists, and most of the artists work multiple works, so it's filled the space incredibly well. The Seymour Centre is absolutely chockers, and I'm looking forward to the opening night. It'll be quite a blast.
Now, do you have work in there also?
No. I'm just curating that one.
You're a street curator.
Exactly.
Well, tell us a little bit more in general about the visual art component within Sydney Fringe, because it certainly is larger and it is growing. Perhaps that's got something to do with the collators. But just tell us a little bit in general the visual arts component of Sydney Fringe.
Well, this year at Sydney Fringe, we've taken a brand new direction, which is the open platform. So it means that we have our own curated choice of the visual arts, but otherwise we hook up the galleries with the artists. So it's really diversified what we show and how much we're showing, and it's shaping up to be a really, really fantastic month or so of art.
And derivative of sleep.
Absolutely. I've got big bags on my eyes at the moment.
David Greenhaigh.
Very nice.
Great to have you here. I'm talking through your arts.
Thank you very much.